U.S. air dominance has been a key pillar of its military power for decades. Advanced fighter jets, a massive military budget, and a global network of alliances make the U.S. an unrivaled air power. But rapid technological advances from rivals like China and Russia and shifting geopolitics raise a big question: can U.S. air dominance still be maintained in the modern era? In essence, U.S. air dominance relies heavily on its technological superiority. The F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II are fifth-generation aircraft with stealth technology that are not only difficult to detect by enemy radars, but are also equipped with advanced electronic warfare systems. The F-22 Raptor has a supercruise capability that allows the aircraft to fly at supersonic speeds without using afterburners, giving it a significant advantage in air combat. The F-35 Lightning II, on the other hand, carries multi-role capabilities capable of performing ground attack, air support, and reconnaissance missions in one platform. However, China and Russia are catching up fast. China's J-20 Mighty Dragon, a fifth-generation stealth fighter, has entered its operational phase and is claimed to have stealth capabilities that can rival the F-35. In addition, Russia's Su-57, although slower in development, is still considered a potential threat to U.S. air superiority. More challengingly, both countries are now developing sixth-generation fighters and new air warfare tactics. Russia introduced the Su-75 Checkmate concept, designed as a low-cost stealth fighter to penetrate the international market. China also plans to upgrade the J-31, which is positioned as a more affordable stealth fighter for export, challenging the F-35's market dominance. Thus, although the U.S. currently still holds the air technology advantage, the gap is narrowing. The biggest challenge for the U.S. is how to continue to modernize and maintain its technological advantage without sacrificing economic stability. In addition to the fighter competition, an increasingly real threat to U.S. air dominance is the anti-access area denial systems developed by China and Russia. These systems are designed to prevent U.S. forces from entering strategic areas such as the South China Sea and Eastern Europe. China has deployed advanced surface-to-air missile defense systems such as the S-400 imported from Russia, as well as its own HQ-9 missile defense system. Coupled with the development of the DF-21D anti-ship ballistic missile, often referred to as a carrier killer. It makes us aircraft carriers and air fleets more vulnerable in the region. On the other hand, Russia has a long history of developing highly effective air defense systems. Their S-500 Prometey system is one of the world's most powerful anti-missile and anti-aircraft systems, designed to track and destroy stealth aircraft and hypersonic targets at very long ranges. If the U.S. can't find a way to counter or evade these anti-access area denial systems, their advanced fighters may become less relevant in operations in critical areas. Even if the U.S. has stealth jets, modern radars and anti-access area denial sensor networks are reportedly capable of detecting and targeting them, reducing the effectiveness of stealth technology. The U.S. Next Generation Air Dominance (NGAD) program, which aims to create a sixth-generation fighter aircraft, as well as the development of collaborative combat aircraft (CCA) unmanned combat aircraft that will work alongside manned aircraft, requires a huge budget. The estimated cost of NGAD is estimated at $200 to $300 billion USD. a very significant figure, even by the standards of the U.S. military's large budget. The main issue that arises here is the ever-increasing U.S. national debt. With the national debt already exceeding $31 trillion, there is concern that spending on large programs like NGAD could create serious strains on the domestic economy. Furthermore, the development of expensive, sophisticated weapons does not always mean long-term effectiveness if not supported by the right strategy. The big question that needs to be asked is, will this huge outlay be offset by real strategic benefits, or will it become a burden that will be difficult for future generations to handle? Strong alliances with NATO, Japan, South Korea, and countries in the Indo-Pacific region give the U.S. a strategic advantage in maintaining its global air dominance. Military partnerships and interoperability between countries strengthen the U.S. position in any major conflict. However, the geopolitical threat from China and Russia is increasingly real, with both countries expanding their influence in regions such as Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. China, for example, through its Belt and Road Initiative, is expanding its economic influence into developing countries, many of which are starting to look to China for military equipment due to its lower cost compared to products from the US and Western countries. Domestically, U.S. political policies also have the potential to affect its ability to maintain global alliances. If U.S. domestic policies become more protectionist or isolationist, its allies may begin to seek other alliances or increase their own air power. This could create a gap in U.S. air dominance, especially if global alliances are no longer as strong as they once were. In such a situation, the U.S. will have to deal with a more fragmented and unpredictable threat. Unmanned aerial vehicles, drones, and artificial intelligence (AI) are now taking center stage in future air warfare. The U.S. has led the way in developing combat drones such as the MQ-9 Reaper and is exploring the concept of combat drones capable of collaborating with manned aircraft, such as in the Collaborative Combat Aircraft (CCA) project. However, China and Russia are not far behind in this field. They are developing advanced drones with attack and surveillance capabilities that are increasingly approaching the capabilities of U.S. drones. Drones such as China's CH-5 or Russia's Orion extend the reach and tactical capabilities of these countries in air combat. The use of drones in military operations not only reduces the risk for pilots, but also expands combat scenarios in more dangerous terrain. The combination of drones with artificial intelligence (AI) that can optimize attacks and decision-making in real time is an integral part of future air dominance. The United States currently still holds global air dominance thanks to advanced technology and strong military strategy. However, technological developments from China and Russia, improvements in anti-access area denial systems, and U.S. military budget issues are starting to pose serious challenges to this air dominance. The biggest question to be answered is, can the United States overcome these challenges and remain at the pinnacle of air supremacy, or will their era of air dominance begin to fade over time?